right, welcome to another episode of Liz on Biz. Here with me today is Jocelyn Martinez from Balance Financial Solutions. Welcome to the show, Jocelyn.
Thank you, Liz, for having me here. I'm so excited.
I used to have a friend named Jocelyn. That's it.
Really?
Now I have you, but I don't know what
Same
happened to her.
there.
You know how, like, well, it's like she was like a school friend. You know, school friends that like go off and I don't
Yeah,
know. They
the
have a
chapter
life. The
ends.
chapter ends like you know how like LinkedIn will send you notifications and like they sent me notifications of somebody from high school that I forgot existed.
Yeah.
And then I picture them still as a child, but they look like a grown up.
Yeah, the way of the world, right? Social
It's
media helps
weird.
you reconnect. You may not want to reconnect that way, but you can
Yes.
connect, right?
I think I read a blog about it where they said that relationships now just don't die because of social media. Like
Oh,
it's much harder
that's
to
very
actually break
true.
up with somebody or like move on
That is very
because
true.
because
Yeah.
they still exist in your if they still have like pop-ups, they still exist.
It's almost like your phone. You know how Apple phones now have like this picture thing where the pictures pop up
Yes.
from years ago and you're like, wow, I didn't even know I had that in there. I should probably delete that stuff.
Yeah, like I don't want to remember them.
Yeah.
Some people you don't want to remember, or it'll be like you went to the store and took a picture of something you saw at TJ Maxx, and that can pop up as an Apple memory. And I'm like, how is
Yeah.
this a memory? Like this
Yeah.
is treasured. I
Yeah.
treasure this.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
going
God.
for you.
Well, so tell us all a little bit about what you do at Balance Financial Solutions.
I am, I specifically empower female business owners over their business books. I niche into helping female business owners. I help all business owners,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
because of the industry that I worked in, what I realized was females were not represented as much as they should have been. And so that's what I niche on, and it's my passion to empower women. I grew up with a mom that felt less than heard and less than
Mm,
seen. And so a lot of the females in my family were that way. And so for me as a Latina and as a female,
mm.
that's my drive and that's my push. It's helping them on their business books. You know, it could be from setting it up to monthly solutions through all the way to fractional CFO services. So.
And so what when you say like your past business life, where did you have like a different job before this?
I did. So I worked in corporate for about 20 years. I'm gonna say private accounting and public accounting. And so that was almost about 18 years of that before I started my business or ventured into it. And so my business will be almost 10 years in November.
Oh, business birthday. That's a
I'm
big
so
birthday.
excited. I'm so excited. But yeah, so I did work in that field in the industry
Hmm.
outside of my business. And so lots of males in boardrooms and lots of males in making financial decisions. And that's where I kind of saw that need.
And yeah, well, I mean, and I love that you're like kind of stepping up to you're sort of like the conduit through which women can have a voice about their money. Man,
Yeah.
you should say that. I help women have more of a voice around their money or something like that
Yeah.
because it's like that's one, it's wicked important because you're right. But two, like you lived and saw the problem a little bit because you're a woman and you know,
It's helping them have that confidence to walk into
yes.
a room and be like, I know my numbers and I know what I can do with it. And this is where
Oh,
I'm going with that. So
oh, I know my numbers and I know what I can do with that. That
yeah.
is the energy I want to bring to a room. That's the
Yeah.
energy everybody that owns. See, because I feel like we all get like, we're weird even with success. So it's
Yeah.
like you can have, I don't know my numbers and I'm afraid to look disease, which everybody has a little bit
Yep.
of that.
Yep.
And then
Mhm.
you can also have the disease where it's like, you know you're successful, you may not know your numbers. You know you're
Yeah.
successful and you're afraid to tell people when something really good happens because you don't want to be like, oh, look at her.
Exactly. Yeah. I want
Whereas
to
a
help you
guy
stand
would.
in your own power, right? Like there's no shame in that. There's no shame in success. There's no shame
Mm,
in knowing your numbers and making powerhouse moves and decisions with them. And that's what I want to help you do.
wow, I like that. Well,
Mhm.
and a man wouldn't be like that, you know.
I don't find that they question themselves in that way that we do
No,
as women. I don't find them like they don't go into rooms saying, "Oh my goodness, I'm not going to say me," or "I'm nervous" and stuff like that. We do that to
we
ourselves.
do that.
Yeah. So
Although my husband is very shy. Like
is
he goes into yes, but I'm a lot, so it's almost like it makes sense. So
it?
it's like I feel like the like our energies are a perfect complement.
Yes,
But
yes.
like and so like I like if anything I like push him to be but he can like he can be chatty but he's not like a like business bros like dudes that are
Yeah,
like oh like those
yeah.
guys they all sound
Like
like
my fiance
Cody.
is chatty, but as
Yes.
far as like powerhouse moves and business
Mm.
wise, that would be me.
Yeah,
So
samesies.
yeah, so that's the way we kind of complement each other.
Well, and how did you, because you mentioned your, like you briefly alluded to your money story growing up. So what was it like growing up with women like in your family around money? You said that they felt like they didn't have voices around money.
Yeah, I was pretty much raised to like it's in the the woman's in the background type of
Hmm.
deal. Like the man does all the finances, even like professionally, but both in the home. Like he was the
Yeah.
one that wrote the checks, and he I know we don't write checks nowadays, but he was
I
the one
had
that
to
wrote
write
the
a
checks.
check. It was exhausting, but yes.
And managed the money and made the money decisions. And so as I was growing up, I was like, I don't want to be that way. Like
No.
I don't want to be with it. It's like I want to do my own thing. I don't want anybody telling me what to do. And so that was like, and that was, with my mom, my grandmother, aunts. It was just a matter of like money was like a secondary thing to them. It's more
Hmm.
like I have to cook. It's very old fashioned, right? And I think that
Right.
runs
Well, I'm
run across the
Italian.
theme. It
So
doesn't matter where you come from.
yeah, I think there are certain cultures that because I'm Italian and I see so much of Italian people in that story.
Yeah. So it's
It's very
it's
similar.
similar, right? Because the
Yeah.
woman does the cooking, does the house taking, does the caretaking for the kids and stuff. You can do all of that. Like I'm not saying you can't do all
No,
those things,
gosh,
but
please, by all means, do mine too,
yeah.
because that would be great.
I mean, my fiance loves to cook, so I'm like, you want to cook? Go
Oh,
right ahead.
hey, nice.
But
Yeah.
you could do it all. Like I feel like you could
Mm.
just do it. Not to say that you have to do it all the time,
No,
but
right,
you
right.
don't have to sacrifice your financial stability just to, because you are afraid or you shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing this because you're a woman. And so
Mm.
that was sort of like the household that I grew up in. And so as
What do
I'm
they
coming
think
into
of you
my,
now?
Mhm.
What do they think of you now?
Oh, very proud.
Of course they are.
Very, very proud. I mean, my mom has since passed away, but
Yeah.
as I was growing, she saw that it was different and she wanted different for me. That's another thing too. Like they wanted different for the next generation, but
Yes.
they weren't showing the difference.
How
Like
to
we had
do
to
it.
yeah, we had to figure it out on our own. And so a lot of the generation that grew up in my generation were more like the go-getters and they were more like going, like I was the first one to go to college. I was the first one to
Oh,
finish. I was
that's
the first one to have
awesome.
my own, you know what I mean? So it's like I set that up for my children.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my mom is gone too, and I'm sorry that you don't have your mom either. But
Oh,
I do remember my mom used to say, you always want to be better than your parents,
yes.
and then
Yeah.
and hope that your children are better than you.
Yeah. And
I
it's
feel
not an
that way.
easy thing to do when you're talking about like breaking like generational trauma and breaking
Hmm.
all of that comes, that's not an easy thing to do. It's very easy to say, but you literally have to be different than what you were raised. And so
Yes.
that's really hard. It's easier to just do what you were taught and just keep moving like that. So
Yeah.
it's a lot more difficult to be like, I want it to be different for my children. And so it requires a lot of sacrifice and a lot of grit and
And a lot of
determination.
money stories too. I mean, like that's well, when you probably have to see that stuff with your clients, right? Where we have these, because like when we do things the way that we're taught, and then you relate that back to money too, and then like if I did everything, like I wouldn't be me now. But I'm like if I think about some of the choices that I make.
Hmm.
Like in my
Yeah.
the moves that I make in my business, like I'll be like I hired so I had a party. You weren't invited, I'm sorry, but it was only It was only for clients at the
Uh-huh.
time, and it was to celebrate 15 years, and we couldn't celebrate 10 because of COVID. So then we celebrated
Oh,
15 because
okay,
I
okay,
was like,
okay.
oh, that was my next milestone. So I had a party. And like my parents used to own a company, like many years ago, but it was a much different business. And their business I found so stressful. Like it was product-based business.
Mhm.
The price of metal, which swings like a pendulum, can
Oh,
really blow up
yes.
a business that's in
Hmm.
manufacturing and products. So
Hmm.
like it was so like all they talked about was biz. Like it was like I was like, well, I know one thing, I'm not doing business. And of course, here I am. Like now this is what but what I do, of course, I was like, well, I'm not gonna do, I didn't want to go the way of products. I was like, I want to go the way of using my talent. So I
Yeah,
was like, I'm gonna go the way of service. So
yeah.
I went the way of service and here I am now. But like when I think about even that, so like it's like you have to do an intentional gear switch and also like what making investments in your business. Like if I drop some money to
Hmm.
like get a really good photographer or like
Yeah,
to, I don't know, hire a website designer or hire a new
exactly.
CFO. Like they're these bold moves. But like it's also like if you don't make bold moves, nothing changes.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's
Somebody
hold
say that
on. Guy
once?
that did it, that said it, doing the same thing and expecting different results is
This
the definition of crazy.
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, like he did.
Yeah.
I think it was him. If
I
it
think it's
wasn't,
Albert Einstein, but I
we're gonna
remember
get
the
some
line
emails.
all the time. It's like if we're doing the same thing and
Same
we
thing, but
expect,
expecting different results is the definition of insanity. I think
yeah,
that's what he
insanity.
said.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
that is what he said. No,
Yeah.
but it's true. But like, it can be hard. But I think that's why well, it's valuable to have you come in as like a CFO person because you can see us the way that we can't see us.
Exactly. I think that I'm talking to another client of mine, and she said, "What you bring is so valuable because you say the truth. It's
Mm.
it's very truthful. It's black and white. This is
It's
what it is,
money.
right?
It's
I'm not here
numbers.
to coddle you, and I can't sell you what's not already there." And so, from the numbers, yes, we can plan and go forward, but this is the reality of what it is, and I'm helping you understand that in that moment.
Hmm.
Not be afraid to look at it. We know it. Now we make the decision differently.
Yes. And do you feel like, well, I mean, you probably work with all amazing women. I'm like, but like, do you ever have to give news? Like, what are you doing? So that way they can
I
drive the
do.
car
I
a little bit
do.
better.
I do.
Do you
I
know what I'm
do. I
saying?
force my clients to look at their books
Mm.
every single month. Um, we go through them. I educate them on them. So that I pride myself on the education bit because I don't just do the transactional piece. I don't just put the reports together. We're going to look at them and we're going to see what's
Mm.
there. And I'm going to poke holes. So, what are we doing here? What did you do here? And most of my clients, before they do things, they'll be like, what do you think of this? Because
Yeah.
I've already created that trust with them and that knowledge with them to understand what their numbers are saying. So,
Mm.
yeah.
And I'm like, it's funny, it's like, and I feel like now I've developed business owner habits
Yeah.
with numbers.
Yeah.
Over, well, just because now it's been a while. So like, and after you do it a while, you're gonna develop new things. So it's like, I used to have, this is just nonsense, but I feel like you'll relate or you'll have clients that will relate to this, but like safe numbers.
Yeah.
Like, so like if I have XYZ in my checking account, I feel safe. And what's weird is that number has changed so dramatically. Like in the beginning, I was like, if I have $5,000, I'm safe. Then it was like, okay, if I have $20,000, I'm safe. If I have $30,000, I'm safe. If I have
Yeah.
50, I'm safe. So now it's like, now I'm like, I want 100 again. Like I'm
Yeah.
greedy. Like, but
Mhm.
it's like we keep, that's a business person thing, right? Where you keep
Yeah.
just like raising your own
Yeah.
bar of what you find to be acceptable. But it's
I
a
feel
little
like
nonsense because my
it's
business
a
doesn't need
move.
that much.
from I feel like it's a move from being a business owner
Mm,
to being the CEO of your business.
yeah.
So it's a power move, right? Like at the beginning, you're like, okay, so what's the very minimum that I need to have in there to get by to make sure I can live?
To
But
pay
when you
people,
start
pay
right,
myself.
yep. When you start
Mm.
raising that bar, okay, now you're running it as a CEO. Now you're actually running your business, not living the business. Yeah.
And you can do different things.
Yeah.
That's also what I like about it. Like I could have the party because I had created like a savings in
Yep.
there, a
Exactly.
window of money that I'm allowed to, and I'm allowed to use it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that actually, both my CPA and my bookkeeper were like, Liz, you're very allowed to use your money. Like, you should take some
Yeah.
sometimes. Like, they're
Yeah.
like, because
Yeah.
I'm on payroll with us.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yep.
I just get paid whatever. Like, I don't actually get paid that well because, tax ninja tricks or whatever.
Yep.
So I
Mm-hmm.
get paid okay,
Hmm.
right? I get paid okay, and then I take money when I need it and
Hmm.
whatever.
Yeah.
And but like I have the hardest time taking the money because I always felt like, but doesn't that mess up
The
the
books.
QuickBooks?
Yeah.
And I was like, am I allowed to have it? And they're like, well, it's your company. And I was like, yeah, but like, do companies just like walk in and take their money from their company? And they're like, yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh. And like I had like a wicked hard time. Because I was like, it's just
It's
like it's
funny
over
because,
there. Like I
yeah,
felt like I couldn't touch it.
even though you're the one that made the
Even though it's
money.
me. Yeah, even though it's mine. I was like, but it says Liz Teresa LLC. I was like, but I'm
Yeah.
Liz.
Yeah, it's true. It's women have a hard time doing that. Women have a hard time taking money from their business and also paying themselves a salary. It's not.
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost was like, are you sure I should pay like I'm like so weird. I'm like, what about the business? She's like, you are also there. Like you
Yeah. Someone once said that if you're not paying yourself from your business, then it's just a hobby.
that's very wise and true. And I feel like the version of me that started and the different echelons that I talked about of what I found to be acceptable, it was like I remember my first goal was buying an iPad, and I was like, I can buy an iPad. Isn't that so cute? I was like, then I know we're gonna be okay.
That
And then
is
I was
so
like, and
cute.
I remember I bought the iPad, and then when I did it with one of my I had like a professional I had like a mentor, and my
Uh-huh.
mentor was my former boss. Although I would never tell him you were like a mentor to me because he'd
Uh-huh.
be like, oh, it's so lame. Like he helped me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. And, like he helped me like push the button, and I was
Uh-huh.
just like sweat.
Sweating. Oh my
It was
goodness.
so hard to do something like that for my. It's like, but it's you know, grow over time. Like
Exactly. You
now,
go
I
from,
would buy an iPad if you needed one, Jocelyn. I get you one.
yeah, it's the confidence that comes with the time.
Yeah, at the time I was like, I don't have a lot of confidence in anything. I was like, how do I click buy now? Do it for
I love
me.
that.
It's just funny the stories that,
But that's the
you know,
stories that we tell us
uh,
ourselves is what stops
yes.
us um more often than what the reality is, right?
Okay,
Like
yes.
you can't do this, you can't take money out, you can't pay yourself, you can't like it's that story that you tell yourself, it's the confidence that you don't have.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
whoa, by the way, it feels so much better to pay yourself. Because like then you don't, I don't know, you don't bounce a check or like have an issue. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's a thing.
I have a client that started doing that this year
Mm.
and she loves it. Absolutely loves it. She
Oh,
feels so like so, like the CEO of her business. She feels so
yeah.
accomplished and I started with her when she first started her business and to get to that level and she's doing so well, but you tell someone they're doing well, you tell them, you show them the numbers and stuff, but you're the one that has to make that decision. I can't make that decision for you.
Yeah.
And so between myself and her CPA, who I know really well, we both are like, okay, this is what you need to do. This is okay. You're there. Like,
Yeah, you're
that's
already
what you
there. You're allowed to breathe a little.
yeah.
And like it's funny, I had a really so I thought I had a horrible Q1 because everything renews in January and I hate it. Like all of
Yeah.
my every bill for what
Mhm.
for like my business. So like we
Yeah.
pay hosting,
Yeah.
project management tool, it all just like comes in at once. And I
Yeah.
had the money, but I was like, God, I hate this. Like, and then I
Yeah.
paid my taxes, and then I paid everything. And then
Yeah.
at
Everybody
the
gets
end, she's like, "You still had a profit." I was like, "How?" I was like, I'm shocked, shocked. Not a big profit, but I had a healthy profit.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was like, how is it? How? But it's because I work.
yeah,
Still
exactly.
working at the time.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
business is so
And
interesting.
you've been in business for so long, so you know.
Yes. Yeah, and I knew, you know what it was? I was doing it all. I knew it was fine. I just, nobody likes doing, nobody likes that much energy going out at once. Because, like
Exactly.
I
No
say,
one
money is
does.
energy,
Yeah.
right? And it's just a lot of like blah at once.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly. Especially in your field at that time.
at that time, yeah, to
Yeah.
have it all. And then when I told, I don't know, I told one of my friends who works, he's one of my employees, but I love all my people. So I was like, listen, I was like, I hate this. And he's like, you say this every year at the same time, every
Yeah.
year. And I was like,
Yeah.
I do? And he was like, yeah, it's like literally every year we do this. And I was like, oh, it's awful for you.
A lot of my clients get really frazzled in the first quarter, especially the
Oh,
ones that are in like the creative side, like marketing and what, all
yeah.
of that stuff, because a lot of it comes up at that same
Mm.
time. And then you guys are also doing your taxes and you're also doing, your first quarter taxes. So it's a lot at the same time.
Oh, it's a lot of money flying
Yeah.
everywhere in the first
Yeah.
quarter. And then
Yeah.
honestly, because I already went, I had the party and then we went to Disney. And so now
Oh,
I'm just like,
goodness.
yeah, it was a lot at May. May was gross. And so now we're just going to go back to like, which is what we'll
Back up.
do. We're going to go back
Exactly.
up. But because it's just the way it works for us.
Yeah.
And to trust that I talked to a lady who came on the show, and so people
Mhm.
might remember this, but there was a guest that said, I think it was Amy Kemp is her name, and she's like a coach. And she
Okay.
was like, if only we believed that money was like the wave in an ocean, and that
Yeah.
truly it goes out, but it always comes back in. And I was like, it does.
I love that analogy. Love
And
it.
I
It's
was like,
so
that's such what a
true.
relief, you know?
It
Because
is
I
so
think if
true.
people only trusted that if people truly knew, because people say, oh, money is energy, but like if you really believe that
Yeah.
and you know energy vacillates, it will come back in
It will come back. Yeah. I'm always the
100%.
type of girl that what goes down must come up. So
It does. Oh, tell them that. Oh, you probably do tell your clients
I
that.
do. What goes down must come up when they're frazzled or they're nervous or they're looking at the books. Okay. What goes down must come up. Let's see what we can make, what can we change? What can we do? What
Yeah.
knowledge is power. So
Mm.
in any way, shape you look at it, it is your power to have.
Do you think that when do you feel like, and I have an answer for this, I'm just curious what your answer is. But when do you feel like somebody is ready to hire you in their
When you can't do
company?
it anymore.
Yeah.
When you can't do it anymore. When you can't do it anymore, sidestep when you're ignoring it.
Ding, 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 ding. I think that even if you're doing it, you're probably ignoring the report button because you're only doing what?
It's like, oh,
Attaching
I did it. Check,
PDFs.
check, check, check. And then that was it.
I
That's whatever
categorize.
click, 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 click was. So, and that's
Yeah.
the end of that. Yeah. When you're ignoring it, it's time to get someone else to look at it.
There's a person that she used to be like a businessy friend and like we used to get lunch and stuff. And I remember I would say, without saying who she is, she owns like an agency format. She's not like marketing, she's a different part of she doesn't do websites, what I'm trying to
Okay.
say. She does something like adjacent to me.
Okay.
And then we met for lunch. And at the time I was like, oh, my bookkeeper this, my bookkeeper that. Like I was talking about how I have a bookkeeper. And
Yeah.
like bookkeeping was the first thing I hired for because I hate it so much. Because it's
Mhm.
just not, I'm in the creative world. So it's like I'd have to change my brain to
Yeah.
do something. It's really hard for me to shift.
Hmm.
And it used to just suck the life out of me. And so I was like, I was telling her, and then she said something like, she's like, oh, I never understood that. And I was like, what? She's like, bookkeeping. She's like, why would you hire for that? And I go, why wouldn't you want to? And I was like, do you want to do all the receipts and all the categorizing and then all the tax prep? And she's like, I don't attach receipts or do any of that stuff. She's like, I just click the button at the end. And I was like, but it's all done, it's all wrong. That's what I said. I was like, isn't it wrong? And she's like, I don't think it really matters. And
Oh, really?
I was like, but what if you got audited or something? Like, because I was like, isn't that, you know?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
then she was like, I don't think that'll happen.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's like, I would say she's not equal to me, but like in years of business, but she's
Mhm.
not new. Like I was like, how do you live? Is she just like that you hear that and you're like, wow, there I can't help I can't save them? Or like you just hope they become less ignorant?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people, you'd be surprised. A lot of people is like, if it's green in the bank, I'm fine.
Some people do think that,
Yeah.
which is not right.
Yeah,
Because
it's
also
not
you
right.
could that you could be ignoring negative trends for a really long time and be green.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I had a recent client that has me as a fractional CFO, and we were talking. He was like, "But what are the reports for? Like, what do I need them for?" And
Mm.
he runs a multi-million dollar company. And I
Whoa.
said to him, "What? But
Yeah.
I don't, I don't really know but that's not really what I want." And I said, "Okay." So I did some digging and stuff, and I figured out a bunch of stuff that was being done wrong by their prior person.
Yeah.
And I said, "You don't know those things because you're not looking at your reports. You're not asking questions. So you
Mm.
may be making money at the end of the year, right? But you could be making a
A
lot
lot
more
more.
and you're losing it to somebody else making mistakes because it gets buried in all of that because you're
Yep.
not looking." So when
Hmm.
someone's poking holes in the story, that's when it's like, okay, so why is this that? Why is that that? But because you're questioning reports, how do you know? You
Yeah,
don't know.
you
You're just
don't know.
assuming that, oh, I make money at the end of the year. I'm good.
Yeah, no, but like mistakes can be extremely expensive. Like
Yeah,
we've made we're not, we're human. But like we've had
we
billing
all.
mistakes. One time somebody didn't pay for their website and then later was like, "Hey, when were you gonna ask for the money?" And I was like, "I did at the beginning."
Yeah, see, that's the
And I don't
thing.
and then it got missed by
Mhm.
both me and the bookkeeping person
Yeah.
and just got missed.
It-
And then thank God they were an honest person.
that's someone who was honest, right?
That's an
Like who was
honest
on their
person.
ball, and we're all humans and stuff happens and stuff
Yep.
like that. Do you imagine someone that's not looking or
Oh yeah.
that's being dishonest, how much they can get away with? And the bigger your business, the bigger they can get away with it.
The bigger they can get away with it because there's more transactions
Yeah.
and like there might be less people to
Yeah.
see what's happening. Like we have a lot going on. Like as a
Yeah.
company and billing. Like, I don't know. My bookkeeper, it's a lot for her. I know it's a lot. And I'm always like, do you want more money? I'm like, how can I make this better for you? It's like what I said. She was like, no, I need to do. She's like, it's my job. Like, it's like, oh, okay. Like, I'm like, because we have so many, like, our billing's crazy. Like, we have like a lot of retainers. Then we have a lot
Yep.
of payment plans because I allow everybody to do a payment plan. Then we have retainers, payment plans, flat payments. And then we also have promotional products where it's tricky
Hmm.
because we have to pay sales tax
Yeah.
for
See,
the
that's the
client.
thing. The in the creative space, I find that you guys are
We're wild.
you have a lot.
We have a lot. I mean, I have a lot of different, but see,
Yeah.
then there are more boring creative businesses. And I would say boring because, like, as a founder, I like to really have fun and like play with different types of business and like, what can
Mhm.
I do over here? What would that be like? And like, I like to do that. But there are other people that are like, all of my retainers are $1,000 a month or $5,000 a month, and that's it, and that's all I'm gonna sell, and that's what people buy or don't buy. And some
Yeah, well,
people do that.
that's none of my creative clients.
Oh, so they're like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they're like, what will happen if I
Yeah.
can't do this? That's me.
Yeah. Retainer
What
and
if
the
we just do
recurring
this
and
kind? Yeah.
payment plans, all of that. What was
Oh,
that?
yeah. No, it's that's my personality is like that because I'm like, ooh, what will happen if I launch this new thing? Or what will
Yeah.
happen if we do things this way? And bup, 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 bup.
Yeah,
No,
that's
this is
definitely
good.
prepared me for multiple creative
It
clients.
would. We are a jungle to sort
Yes.
of learn
There's a
through.
lot going on with you guys. I've learned.
So it's time for me to ask you your last question. And for your last question, I would love to hear, and I think people would be interested to hear a little bit more about what what is a fractional CFO and
Mhm.
what do they do? What do they do and stuff?
Absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
so for fractional CFO is for business owners that want more than just their numbers. we talk about strategies and planning and forecast and budgeting. We go beyond that transactional piece, that whole financial report piece, and go into for the person, the business owner that wants to plan for their business for the future. We go beyond that. It's more strategic in place. And it has me more of a one-on-one than someone who would just using something that's like a monthly solution of that sort. That's what a fractional CFO takes you.
And what's interesting about it is because you're taking a lens of the financial component, financial strategy. What's funny is like there's so many business coaches that don't look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and they'll just be like, I think you should sell this. And like, sometimes they should. So it's not all bad advice, but like, sometimes you're just
Yeah.
like when I hear that, I'm like, oh, we should really also, people that give advice really should also be looking at the data.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's what I do. I take that financial data
Mm,
and take that dream that you have of growing your business the direction you want it to go, and we put that together and create a plan.
amazing. So, Jocelyn, tell everybody where they can find you online. This was so interesting and cool.
Absolutely. So you can find me online and on Instagram at balance_financial, or on Facebook at Balance Financial Consulting, and also my website, www.balancefinancial.solutions.
You guys, all the links will be in the show notes. Jocelyn, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.